NES. The development timeline of the original Kid Icarus game, released for the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, is as follows. Early concept, 1986. The game was developed by Nintendo RD1, led by Masahiro Sakurai. The game's concept was inspired by Greek mythology, and it originally started as a combination of different gameplay ideas. Development start, 1986. Kid Icarus began development around the same time as other Nintendo titles, with the focus on platforming and action elements. It aimed to integrate shooting mechanics with the platforming environment. Release in Japan, December 19, 1986. The game was first released in Japan under the title Kid Icarus, Pits of the Underworld. It was available on the Famicom Disk System. Release in North America, 1987. Kid Icarus was later released in North America in 1987 as one of the early titles for the NES, contributing to the system's growing library of games. Localization and reception, 1987. During its localization, some adjustments were made to the content to fit the audience better. The game received positive reviews for its unique gameplay and engaging mechanics, though it faced criticism for its difficulty. Cultural impact. Kid Icarus established itself as a classic title and became known for its combination of platforming, RPG elements, and its distinct art style, leading to the development of sequels and remakes in later years. The original Kid Icarus laid the groundwork for the franchise, influencing future games and becoming a beloved title in Nintendo's history. For many, Game Boy Kid Icarus, of Myths and Monsters for the Game Boy is a sequel to the original Kid Icarus released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. Here's the development timeline for the Game Boy title. 1990. Concept and development. After the success of the original Kid Icarus in 1986, Nintendo began considering a sequel for the Game Boy. Development was led by the same team that worked on the NES version. 1991. Development progress. The game's development progressed throughout 1991, focusing on adapting the original gameplay mechanics for the portable console. The team worked on new levels, enemies, and gameplay features, including the use of the Game Boy's limited color palette and sound capabilities. 1991. Release in Japan. Kid Icarus, of Myths and Monsters was officially released in Japan on October 12, 1991. 1992. Release in North America. The game was released in North America on June 15, 1992. 1992. Release in Europe. The European release followed later in the year, completing the game's global rollout. Post-release, reception and legacy. The game received positive reviews for its gameplay and graphics, although it was noted to be less popular than its predecessor. It has since gained a cult following and is considered a classic among Game Boy titles. This timeline outlines the key points in the development and release of Kid Icarus, of Myths and Monsters, highlighting its significance in the Kid Icarus franchise. For many,